So what up, hitters? So I had a DM. The person asked me how to install the EUP, like how to get the cool vest, right? So to get the cool vest, first thing you got to do is download the EUP. So we're going to need 4 mods. Today we're going to be downloading the EUP Law&Order, the EUP Serve&Rescue, which I got in my browser, the EUP Menu release, and the Echo Union Paul Vest earpiece. Let's try.
2 rounds, 2 guns, smoke on the deck.
So obviously you can check the links out in the description. Like I said, you're going to need the 4 mods, and this will be the last one that we're going to download, and that is of the emergency uniform pack. That's for you, Ben. So you're going to go ahead and download it. Alright, so it finished downloading. So what we're going to want to do, you want to go ahead and open it, right? You want to go ahead and drag it from there to your desktop, or just really wherever. You can create a new folder and drag it in there, whichever, as long as you have access to it, right? I just want to make sure, never grab your file and just pull it out. That's what she said. And now we have our 4 apps right here. Next thing you want to do is open your IV. So now that we have our open IV open, actually, so the reason that we actually are dragging the EUP Law&Order and the EUP Search and Destroy, the reason that you want to drag those to your desktop is simply because you need to go to Tools. Also, always check your ASI manager. Make sure you're green there. Once you're green there, just go to your Tools, hit your package installer. So right here we got our EUP Law&Order. Now I have actually already installed this, so I'll go ahead and install it again. You just open it. So once that you have it open and such, go ahead and hit your install, and then make sure you go to your mods folder, which you should have created one. I'll throw Benzo's tutorial down on as far as getting the LSPDFR installed, getting OpenIV installed on Rage, until I do a tutorial on it. And make sure that you install it to your mods folder. Right here you see Grand Theft Auto, install location mods, install. Okay, so once you get that done, go ahead and close that out. Okay, always make sure that you have your edit mode on, right? Then what we're going to do, we're going to come up here. You always want to check your ASI manager, make sure it's green, good to go. So tracking, you can either go into Tools and hit Package Installer, or you can just hit the shortcut right here, right? And then we're going to go ahead and get the SNR, Search and Rescue, or Serve and Rescue. We're going to double click on it. Alright, so install again, mods folder, again assuring that the install location is in the mod folder, and then install. Okay, so now we're going to close this up, and then we shall just head on out of OpenIV. Don't forget to turn off your edit mode. Now we will be opening this again, but a lot of times when I have a big install like that, I'll just go ahead and completely exit out of Z program. So tracking on the next thing that we need to do before we get into the menu and the vest is go ahead, we need to install the EUP menu. To do that, you're just going to bring up your Grand Theft Auto directory, you know, wherever your home directory is. Here's mine, and if you have a retail copy or epic copy, I'll try to throw up the link right now. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and minimize it. We're going to open our EUP menu. Alright, we're going to go into Files. So under Documentation, obviously the README, pretty self-explanatory. If you already have the Rage Native DLL, don't even worry about installing that, right? So basically that's all you got to have, which we're already tracking on that. So then we'll go into Files, we'll go into our plugins, and then we shall take our EUP menu DLL, make sure you're in plugins in your directory, and all you're going to do is drag it and drop it, and I already have it obviously right here, so I really don't need to do anything, but I'll go ahead and replace it. Go ahead and do a little update myself. So once you have it installed, I always like to hit that little refresh button there. We'll go ahead and minimize this. Now also, just don't forget that this is the EUP menu release, right? So we still need to go in to our EUP Leo. It's super important that you remember to get these plugins in, whether you do it right after you put it the OIV file and drop it in, you know, install it into IB, or do it like I'm doing it. If you're putting them all in together, I just like to do the plugins afterwards, right? So you'll go ahead, open your plugins up, you'll see your EUP folder, it's right there. You can just drag and drop this, make sure that nothing's highlighted, but you can just drag and drop this into the margin here and it'll go straight into the EUP. So basically I already have this installed and I don't want to mess up anything that I preset, but that's all you'll do. You can either go folder to folder like this, just make sure nothing's highlighted, and you can either go folder to folder, or you can open this, go into presets, your INI, which is basically where you go, right? And you can see like what presets you got going on, and you can just drag and drop it from folder to folder. So however you want to do it, right? So that'll take care of the Leo plugins. Okay, hitters, and then we have the EUP Serve and Rescue, Search and Rescue, if you will. It does not have a plugin, so you don't even have to worry about that, right? So now what we're going to do is install the EUP Vest. What you're going to do is reopen your OpenIV if you have not. If you have it and you just minimized it, either way, get it on your freaking desktop. Beat it. Okay, so now go ahead, open up your EUP Vest and Earpiece. Oh, incoming. Sorry about that, guys. Open up your EUP Vest and Earpiece, completely open it. You can go into the README files. Now, what I like to do is just have them all set up. Okay, so basically this is where we got to track, right? We go into, you know, obviously OpenIV, then we're going to go to Mods, Update, DLC Packs, EUP. Anyway, you get it. You got to follow this link, right? Once you follow that link and you get there, a freaking pro tip would just be to go ahead and freaking save this to your favorites, right? This pathway, because you'll be in and out of here a little bit, especially if you mess something up or whatnot, right? That being said, also very important, always back up your files. I'm not going to go on and on about it by like some YouTubers, but it's a seriously important thing to do, right? If you don't know how to do that, leave it in the comments and I'll explain it. Okay, so once we're in here, and this is where we need to be. Now, one thing I do want to bring up is that this can be a little confusing because it says open the folder of the best earpiece and other and place a folder blah 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 at free mode 01 npm Vinewood. This right here, right? So I had a friend that was like asking me, the thing is, when you first do this, when you first install this, you will not have that folder, okay? That's for when you're messing with textures and stuff like that. So you might drive yourself crazy looking for that pathway, and it's just not there. There are a ton of these, right? So Earpiece, to look at any of this gear, you'll just open it and you'll see, so here's the Earpiece. Yes, I want that. So what you'll do, again, hitters, it's very important to make sure that nothing's highlighted here like that. Make sure that's not when you're dragging and dropping your files, right? So make sure nothing's highlighted in here, right? That's the first thing you gotta do. So when nothing's highlighted or whatnot, so we want the Earpiece, right? We just looked at it. That's one we want, confirming. So you'll just pull this whole file into the right margin, right, without anything. And now you see that it added the MP free mode 01 npm Christmas 2017, right? So now we're tracking Earpiece 2. We'll take a look at that. Again, the photo being down below. Yeah, that's cool. It's just in the albino, if you will. Again, we'll go ahead and grab that and drop it, right? So you'll do this, but I just want to show you. So extra stuff here, the belt. Okay, if you look at it, belt 1, that's pretty tack. And then belt 2, I will tell you that belt 2 though, I've had some issues with the holster. I'm trying to get in touch with the dev. So if the dev's watching this, hey, we'll want both of these belts, so we'll just drag and drop. Now something like Vest 1, right? You'll be like, damn, can I put every one of these in? You can, but there's a chance that some of them won't. So I pick one from every folder, right? So we'll take a look at it, and that's basically it, right? 1 through 5, right? Now, me, myself, I like Scrattel, so I'm going to pick number 4. So you just come back here, and you see setup size 4 normal, right? So we'll go ahead and grab that whole folder and drop it in. So you're basically going to go through all 11 of these. If you don't want one, just don't drag and drop the folder, right? Do gotta say though, that LAPD is freaking hood. If you roleplay LAPD, this is the U.S. Marshal as well. Even though it says police, it's got the U.S. Marshal star. So always be aware that when the star is like that, that's the Marshal star, right? don't get it confused with a deputy star. Usually the marshal will say police, right? And the deputy badge star will say sheriff. So also set one and set up one, and it'll say like size 1, size 2. Size 2 is just the bigger size, right? For all you husky fellas out there, Donut Kings. So also best 5, you'll see size 1, size 2. When you take a look at that, and take a look at these pictures, right? So if you're gonna wear this with like the Under Armour shirt, right? So then you'll just want the regular size, so size 1 and not size 2, right? But if you're gonna wear it for a uniform shirt, size it up to size 2. Also a tip on best 6, so you see with the AR sling, so if you put a mod in called over the back, right, it'll actually clip it onto the sling, so just be aware of that. So I'm not really into this vest, however you might want to grab it just in case you want to like put a different texture, try a different texture on it. So even if you don't like the vest, you should still put it in case you want to retexture it. Okay guys, so once you're done with that, you'll go ahead and cut out your edit mode on your OpenIV and go ahead and make sure everything's like shut down as far as your files and such, everything's saved and refreshed. You're gonna go ahead and open up. That really is the end of the tutorial portion. I hope you guys have an amazing day if you don't stay and watch some of the gear that we just installed. And with that being said, have an amazing day, and I'll catch you guys, that group, later. You're dismissed.